Studio microphone. Before we even hear a word from the defendant, notice how fast this starts. No small talk, no warm-up, straight into charges. That's typical in probable cause hearings, where the court's job isn't to decide guilt, it's to decide whether this case moves forward at all. And trust me, this one escalates fast.
Good morning, Mr. Paez-Gonzalez. Mr. Paez-Gonzalez, you're charged with an indecent exposure with a previous conviction. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
Officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. The complaining witness stated that he observed the defendant naked in the apartment pool and asked him to leave.
Studio microphone. Let's pause here, because this is the moment that seals probable cause. The allegation isn't just public nudity. It's continued behavior after police arrive. In court, that matters a lot. Juries forgive confusion. Judges don't forgive persistence. Question for you: at what point does this stop being bizarre and start being dangerous?
The complaining witness stated he later observed the defendant naked while sitting on a patio bench while masturbating. When officers arrived on scene, the defendant continued masturbating while in the officer's presence.
Studio microphone. This right here is a subtle but powerful move by the judge. Ordering a drug and alcohol test isn't punishment, it's information gathering. Judges want to know, are we dealing with criminal intent, impairment, or something deeper? And notice the warning: bond revocation is already on the table.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, Mr. Paez-Gonzalez. If I test you for drugs and alcohol, what are you going to test positive for? I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, you're going to test positive for. You're to come right back. If you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond, and I'm going to make it high. Do you understand? Hey, Vic.
Yes.
I'm sending him for a drug test.
Okay.
And then when he comes back, we'll appoint him someone. But you are to come right back after your drug test. Do you understand? Okay. Head on over that way.
Right this way.
We still need to do a whole host of conditions after the fact, but we'll do it after the drug test. This is his 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth. I would be remiss to think that.
Studio microphone. And just like that, tonal whiplash. We go from disturbing allegations to a take your child to work day moment. This may seem lighthearted, but it actually shows judicial control. A courtroom doesn't stop being human just because serious cases exist. Still, the contrast is jarring.
Come on out. Yes, of course. Hi. 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 How are you?
I'm well, thanks for asking.
Thanks
Judge.
for coming.
I just wanted to have a take my son to work day and introduce him to.
How are you? How old are you? Great. Have you ever been to court before? What do you think? It's a lot of fun. You know why? Because we work hard, but at the same time, we eat a bunch of candy. Do you like candy? You want some? I have so much candy that I can help you with. I've got. This is one of my favorites. I don't think so. So I have one of that too. How about some? You like Sour Patch Kids? This is the best part of the job. You work hard, you study hard, you can do whatever you want to make it you can. That's all I know is you can't. That's what it's about. You candy all day and have fun. I hope you have fun, and you're welcome to come hang out with us anytime, perhaps later, when that's all done, we can show the jail too. So look at the jail. You know? Yeah. Yeah, it'll take a while, but yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Good morning, Mr. Balance. So your lawyers are bringing you, or your lawyer is bringing you out here because she's asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. I don't know anything about you. My main concern are two. Number one, are you a danger to our public? Number two, if you are not a danger, are you going to go back? Both of those are evidenced by how you look on paper, what kind of criminal history you have. When is the last time you've gotten in trouble? If so, we'll go into that now and determine all these questions.
At this time, the state's asking for no bond. It doesn't have any criminal history, but we are concerned about the facts surrounding this charge.
Okay.
He wanted out of Polk County, Florida, and I do have the probable cause on this one.
Ish.
On or about October 7th, 2024, the defendant made 2 separate calls to the
Studio microphone. This is where the case transforms. We are no longer talking about one incident. We're talking about a pattern, multi-state calls, FBI involvement, and alleged threats toward law enforcement. Bond decisions live or die on one question: is the public safe? And right now, that answer is very much in doubt.
Polk County Sheriff's Office. In their first call, defendant alleged that he had dispatched or killed a police officer, and he asked to take the officer's vehicle to return it to the sheriff's office. After refusing to provide more info to the call taker, defendant then stated he would dump the car in a canal. During his second call to the sheriff's office, defendant questioned how often the sheriff's office calls to check on their officers, and how long it would take for them to know that one guy had not called in and was in a problem. The defendant stated that his line of questions was for him. Sheriff's office conducted a countrywide well-being check on deputies and officers and found none to be harmed. Under these exigent circumstances, the defendant was then traced back by ID and phone carrier as well as caller ID. The FBI had previously ID'd defendant in January of 2024 as having made several threats about killing law enforcement officers on a YouTube video, which I have those statements if you want to hear them. But the defendant had also made several calls to other jurisdictions, including Kentucky and Tampa, that he had drowned or killed deputies. So we are concerned about the danger.
So he's made similar calls in other states as well?
Yes.
Was he living in those states? Just calls from Florida?
So he called Kentucky. He also called Tampa. The YouTube comments he left in January 2024 did ask suggestions of what state to shoot a cop in. We are concerned about the facts around it.
When did this happen? So is it a 2B? Was he charged and then fled?
So the offense happened earlier this month on October 7th. It was issued.
Wow, that's 4 days ago.
Issued October 8th.
Was he here? Was he over there? It just randomly called a different county in Florida? Just
The address they have for him is in Florida.
say it again?
The address that they have for him is in Delray Beach, Florida. I can also call you if you need him, but
Being what's going on in Florida now, how long is it gonna even take to get them over here to get him?
I mean, we'd be setting him out for 14 days, so it'd be 2 weeks.
I know that you're setting him out for 2 weeks, but are they gonna have the manpower to even come get him at that time? You know, I think that there's a lot of other priorities. I mean, there's still millions of people without power. Right. And that adds it. So I'm going to presume that they're not going to get it in 14 days. They're going to want an extension at their minimum. So I don't know, Sonia. It's just,
Bond has been set on one of the two charges. The charge they're not gonna set a bond until he actually makes the first appearance.
what was the bond set at? Do you know?
5,000 on one case, and the other case is 0 bond.
Yeah, no bond until he has his first appearance on the,
Are they're both felonies, I would presume.
yes, a felony 2 in the public. Jay says the sheriff's office is open and should let us know within a day or 2 if they can.
What do you do with yourself these days, Mr. Roy?
I work for a company that hosts events. I'm a facilitator trainer. I train automotive salespeople on new products for different companies. I travel, they travel me. We set up a big event like for Toyota, for instance. They bring out all the regional salespeople, and then we make presentations presenting the new products, have them drive the cars. May I add something or
Sure.
I did live in Florida. I know I had a bad night with all this stuff. I got divorced about a year ago before I moved up here. This was
Don't talk about the cases.
okay. I understand. They informed me, but I'm not a danger. I don't have a record. I don't have any ill will, or whatever happened was a one-off. I understand. I did acquire counsel so that I can resolve this issue. I have no intention of harming. I've asked for extensions for work and everything so that I can go down and take care of this. I will get myself down, even if it means waiting a little bit or dealing with the problems with the hurricane. I can.
Do you have any weapons?
No, nothing. One bedroom apartment. Yeah.
Is there any way to search if someone has a weapon, a registered weapon, somehow through a database? You know, when you buy a weapon,
I know it goes to the ATF, but there is not.
Is there a way?
There's an ATF report you can draft it, but it takes a while to get back to us. It's not like an instant thing, like you'll see that TTC.
You know, I want to make sure that he doesn't have any weapons.
He also has conditions requested by law enforcement officers not to have, but.
I know that, but I want to know, does he have any weapons at his disposal? If we let him out, he's going to go harm someone. I mean, it scares me. How long do you think we can know whether he has any registered weapons or not?
Sometimes it takes weeks, Judge. It depends on the investigator, who they know an ATF that can draft a report. It's really, there's no time frame.
Jay says that he can look up the firearm if you give him a second. He also says it's not a one-off and that FBI had him in January 2024.
Say it again?
He also says that it's not a one-off since the FBI had him in January of 2024 earlier for the YouTube comments. And Polk County had the call just earlier this month.
So it's 3 different places.
Well, he wanted to hear from Polk County on this one. He did have that earlier event in January 2024 for FBI.
I mean, it's scary that, you know, the good thing is that they'll be here within 2 weeks to get you. Mr. Roy, you got to understand that this really scares me. I mean, this is not a one-off. You're making YouTube comments now. You're making actual phone calls that allegedly that you're, you know, killed an officer.
If I made a comment on a YouTuber was something.
I
understand something I saw that made me angry possibly, but not having to do. I understand.
Don't. If it was a one-off perhaps, but over and over. And so let me think about it. And I want to know if you have any registered weapons first off, and then, you know, well, I'll get back to you. Okay. All right. Thanks. Oh, Kennedy, that's right.
Yeah. We learned, I was talking with the clerk that it was set as like a 2B. But
Yeah, I got it as a 2B.
But it doesn't show up on the clerk's website at all, from a public perspective. So like the only reason we knew it existed is because we came in off docket the original case. And like, I still can't pull it up now unless I go through the portal.
Is that something that they normally can see? I don't think that you can normally see 2Bs.
Because like felony 2Bs, I can usually see. Misdemeanors, I guess we just don't get them too often
It's
where,
really weird.
yeah.
I don't know. Can you see two Bs on the, clerk's web?
Well, we have more extras than they do, so.
If I were to just like go look on anyone in the public, can they see the two Bs for misdemeanors?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
I can't see any of the filings in the case or anything like that, which is just, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, I'm glad that you find out.
Yeah.
I would have reached out to you regardless to let you know about the bond violation. So,
So I know with Mr. Kennedy today, he set on the assault case, there's obviously this DPO that exists. I have spoken with the state. My intention, of course, is to ask that I am able to walk him through on the VPO. I know the state will read off their summary, of course, but summarization from our perspective is this case happened. We walked him through on Friday. You said no
you
contact.
did a walkthrough the first time, right?
Correct. That was on Friday. It had been out for like 2 months and we didn't know about it. With the whole 2B thing, I was able to see that one, but not this one, So they've been separated for a while. They live at 2 different houses and have lived at 2 different houses. After this, his wife wanted to tow a car that was at his house, which is under both of their names. So she reached out to the constables. The constables drove over with her in order to try and get this done. The constable met Mr. Kennedy. He didn't want to speak to the police. Obviously, having a case going on, I get it. And so told them that they needed to leave. They checked back with her and they said, "Have you guys spoke?" And they're like, "Well, he called me the other day," which was Saturday. And the cop looked at the call log and that was it. 2B gets issued. To my knowledge, based off of what I've read on the...
Did we do no contact or did we do no threatening and harassing? I don't remember.
So Manny was here for that one. I want to say it was no contact.
It's no contact, Judge.
It was, whenever I had initially spoken to him before he had come, I was under the impression it would be a MOA based off of kind of how we felt everything was going to go out. But I think it went to a full no contact in court. But from what
I always ask, what the complaining witness wants. And I always want to honor what their wishes are. So if they don't want to have contact, then I'm going to do the no contact.
Yeah, and we've certainly gotten conflicting messages from how we thought it would play, let's just say.
Looking from him?
No, from the complaining witness about her wanting to proceed.
So you've been in contact with her?
So when we made contact, we go like, nope, don't want anything to do with it. Then we came into court and it was...
Just telling them something different.
Right. So when the officer looked at the call log, all I know is that he looked at a call log. And that's it. Doesn't necessarily mean that they looked at the number.
I remember reading something that he's in the middle of the street.
Yes, Judge. Yeah, an officer gets a report that he towed the complaining witness's vehicle. He goes to his address to search for the vehicle. He doesn't see the vehicle.
1 second. A vehicle gets towed from whose house?
The complaining witness was staying with her sister. She calls officers and says that he owns a tow truck business and thinks that he towed her car. So the officer goes to his house to see if the towed car is there. He drives past once. He's standing out in the yard. He drives back.
And we're talking about he's in his house now.
Yes, he's at his house. The officer drives past his house. He's in front of his own house in the yard. Officer comes back down the street and he's standing in the front of the road and starts yelling at the officer.
And at least from our perspective, he owns a body shop, not a truck company. And the officer had come down the street and had said, "Oh, Mr. Kennedy," and he came out to the street set. And that's when essentially there was some yelling.
So the only reason for PC is the alleged phone log.
Yes, Judge.
How do you know he did it?
The complaining witness showed the officer the call log, which showed...
Right, but it's a call log, right? Did she actually speak to him? Did she say she spoke to him? How do we know it wasn't his brother that made the phone call?
And also to add to that, Your Honor, I can always change my wife's phone number to say Domino's Pizza.
There's so many phones that can spoof, there's so many vindictive people in this world. It's unreal. So You know, if you
Studio microphone. Final reminder here. This is only probable cause, not guilt, not conviction. But when judges hear repeated behavior, escalating contact, and violations of court orders, bond becomes a privilege, not a right. So here's the real question for you watching. Where should the line be drawn between caution and overreaction?